What's up, Bama Nation? Yours truly, Stephen Smith here, the Bama Standard Network, host of the show Bama Vision that comes to you every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm just going to make this brief here, as brief as I can, but we all saw what happened yesterday, being Saturday, between Alabama and Florida State. Not how you want to start the season off. Bama suffering a 17-31 loss. Take your cap off to Florida State. Tommy Cascanales, he came out there, talked junk, and backed it up. He won. Mike Norvell, big win for him. Gus Malzahn, big win for him. They went out there, proved themselves, got the job done. Bama came out as a 13.5-point favorite, lost by 14. So if you had money on that game for Alabama, you lost money. And you're not trying to have that. You're not trying to have any of that happen. But just my thoughts here, a lot of people are looking at, well, this is on Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson, is there somebody else that could do it? This is, if you're pointing the finger at Ty Simpson, you are pointing the finger at the wrong guy. I actually thought Ty went out there and played pretty good, pretty decently for the most part. I mean, his first game, first time as a starter, he looked exactly how I thought he would look. Had over 200 yards passing, did throw for 2 touchdowns. I do believe he needs to trust his feet more when there are open opportunities in the run game where he can take them. I do think he needs to trust his feet more. There were a couple of times in the game where I felt like his mental clock could have been a bit faster, but at the end of the day, I felt like he did as well as I thought he would do in terms of this being his first time starting here for Alabama at quarterback. The two people that I'm directly pointing at here in terms of this game, the head coach and the defensive coordinator, Kalen DeBoer, something has got to give here. Something has got to be done and corrected. You have Alabama fans that are woefully angry, that are woefully disappointed right now. You have Alabama fans all over social media, Facebook, X, everywhere, going, Kalen DeBoer has ruined what Nick Saban has built in less than 2 seasons. This is the feeling, this is the emotion of several Alabama fans right now on social media. And this is a team that did not look good on the road again. You have one drive in the first quarter where you go down the field to open the first quarter and you're hitting them and you're hitting Florida State. You got 55 yards rushed on that drive. That drive ended on a touchdown pass from Ty Simpson to Josh Cuevas. But then what happened after that? Where was Alabama after that? I mean, where were they? Where was the intensity? Where was the nasty? Where was the physicality? Where was the violent play? Where was this disrespect will be handled accordingly? Because it was not handled. Tommy C literally talked his junk, stood 10 toes down on it, took your cookies, drank your milk, and walked out with a win. And walked out, stood on business, and you had no answers for him. Gus Malzahn threw everything out there, and Kalen DeBoer, you had no answers. You had no adjustment. There was nothing to be done about it. Nothing. This is the 5th time Alabama has lost away from Bryant-Denny. You cannot win a national championship if you can't win on the road. You're not a national championship team if you can't win on the road. You get embarrassed by Vanderbilt, lose to Tennessee, embarrassed by Oklahoma, lose to Michigan, and then after you lose in one season, you start the new season with a loss. This is not good, DeBoer. This is not good. And you cannot have a gumdrop, candy-coated, sunshines and rainbow positivity. No. Where is the intensity, the urgency? This is why Bama fans miss that little man, Nick Saban, kicking, screaming, angry, cussing, mad, throwing tirades. Why? Because the Bama Nation, that was Nick is getting it done. Nick hate losing. Nick want excellence. Nick is out to get it done. And quickly, DeBoer, people are saying, we miss that. We miss Saban. We miss that energy. We miss that mindset. We miss that holding folks accountable. We miss that butt chewing. We miss him getting on your behind. Where is that from DeBoer? I mentioned this. You got to be a shark in this conference. You got to be a shark. A lot of people are not going to like you, but you've got to be a shark to win and survive and be at the top of the Southeastern Conference. And right now, DeBoer ain't no shark, man. He's not a shark. He's not a shark. And what's it going to take? I don't know. I don't know. You already got some Bama fans right now asking what that buyout is. Real deal. You already got some Bama fans out there asking, what is that buyout right now? Because this man ain't it. He is not it. Bama went out there and got physically worked, outmanned, out-coached, out-physical. Florida State wanted it more from the kickoff. And it shouldn't be that way for a team that was talking all offseason. We want national championship. Disrespect will be handled. It wouldn't handle. It wouldn't handle. That's on DeBoer right there. And then Kane Wommack. When is this 4-2-5 going to stop the run? Like when is this 4-2-5 swarm? What was being swarmed yesterday? There was one good play all game yesterday. One. I know on the stat sheet it said that Bama had, 3 or 4 tackles for loss, but that was one good play yesterday. One. And that was when Keon Sabb came off on a blitz and got Tommy C for a sack. That was the only good play I saw defensively yesterday. That was the only one. I mean, no adjustments. Couldn't stop the run. Tommy C had 72 yards rushing. Then they had their big backs out there, and their big backs were just carrying Bama defenders for extra yards. Florida State wanted more. Florida State took it from you. They took it from you, Kane Wommack, defensively, because you can't stop the run. You can't stop the run. There was one play in particular. You had Roydell Williams, former Alabama running back, Alabama native, got the ball, met Deontay Lawson in the hole, and ran Dean all over. Why? Because Roydell Williams and Florida State wanted it more than you, Kane Wommack. Gus Malzahn wanted it more than you, Kane Wommack. If you cannot stop the run, which is responsibility number one of a defensive coordinator, then what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Florida State had over 150 rushing yards on you, man. What are you doing? Misdirection plays, you couldn't stop them. There were coverage busts all night long in the secondary. Bama looked like they were misaligned, not aligned properly on the field. Well, like, that's on you. That's on you. I mean, the games Bama lost last year, Vanderbilt Wommack, you couldn't stop the run. Tennessee Wommack, Dylan Sampson went over 100 yards on you. Oklahoma Wommack, the quarterback, Jackson Arnold, who's at Auburn now, rushed for big-time yardage on you at Oklahoma Wommack. The running backs got off on you, Wommack. Michigan, you couldn't stop the run. And now here we go again. You can't stop the run. And then when you can't stop the run, you can't defend well in the pass game. This is on Wommack and Kalen DeBoer. This is on these two. Like, if this cannot get fixed, and if you can't find some buttholes on your coaching staff to get ripped in and get after some guys, it's about to get ugly fast. It's about to get ugly quick. I said this. You got to be a shark to win this conference. And right now, Kalen DeBoer look like more guppy than shark. It's eat or be eaten around here. It's eat or be eaten. And right now, you got to show up, DeBoer. You got to show up, especially on the road. You cannot be a national champion and cannot win on the road. This was tremendously disappointing. You cannot be a national champion and not win on the road. Those are just my thoughts right there. But Bama Nation, appreciate you guys. I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, just giving my thoughts here on Bama first game loss to Florida State.